Welcome everybody! Today we are going to making the garlic bomb, kale and mung bean soup. And first thing we're going to do is grab our mung beans and make sure that we rinse them off really well and pick through it, make sure there's no little stones or anything. I did that mostly off camera. They're nice and clean now. And I have also cleaned up my kale. And I'm just going to take it and cut it across and just move down towards the stems. And you can add the stems in there. They soften up nicely. And then right now those things are a bit too long. If you try to put them on your spoon and eat them, they'll like flop down on your chin and get sauce all over you. You don't want to do that. So I just cut them across so that they're nice little squares and they fit on your spoon and you can eat it without spilling it, as you can see here. And once you get the kale all chopped up, then I just grab my potatoes. I put 2 potatoes in mine, like medium size. You could put a little bit more if you like a little bit more hearty of a soup. But I just cut them long ways and then I cut them across. And the only thing you really want to make sure of is that they're all the same size, because when they boil, you don't want some mushy and some hard. So make sure they're the same size. And then just grab an onion. I'm sure you know how to dice an onion, but I just slice it long ways there and then down the side, flip it over so I don't waste any. Get the other side. And then I'm going to put those aside. And this is the garlic bomb soup. So you can see I've got like 25 cloves of garlic there. And I think I grabbed 6 or 7 here. And with these pieces of garlic, I'm mincing them up so that I can saute them with the onions. These are going to flavor the soup. And the other big ones are going to be to eat whole. And after I got my garlic already, I'm just going to grab my carrot. I only put a half a carrot in here, but in the recipe on the card, you'll see that I say put a full carrot. I think it's a bit better with more. And I just cut those in little half circles, throw them aside. And that's it for our prep. We are ready to go. So I just turn on a medium heat here and I got my onions. I like to cook my onions a bit before I add the garlic. I don't know why, they seem to take a little bit longer to soften up. I don't put any oil in there. A lot of people think that you have to put a lot of oil in there when you saute onions and garlic, but you really don't. So you can see on the sides of the pan there, you can hear it there. It just browns a little bit. This is just a stainless steel pot. It's not expensive and it's not non-stick. And that stuff's just gonna cook on the bottom of it. Throw a little water on it and you can caramelize your onions with no oil at all. I think that took me like 3-4 minutes on a medium flame. And once I got the onions cooked down a little bit, then I like to throw in my garlic. And again, you could throw it in there all at the same time. And again, also no oil, just stir them up. That's on a medium heat. And you can see here, there's a little browning on the bottom of the pan again. Throw a little water, throw a little more than that. That was not quite enough, so I'll have to go for a round 2 here. Throw a little water. I don't like to boil it, you know, I want to saute it and I want it to brown and caramelize, so I use as little water as possible, but I just didn't get quite enough. There you go, you can see it there. And you can see all browning and good. Sorry about the steam there, camera's on top of the pot. And that's it, your garlic and onions are ready to go. And now you just want to throw in 8 cups of water. I was a bit confused here. I only put in 4 cups and then I threw in my spices and then I realized I only put in half the water because the pan looked kind of empty compared to last time I made it. So now I got my half my water in and I got some rosemary here, and then I have some chili flakes, and then I have some curry powder, and I have all the amounts in the recipe card. And I've got some roasted coriander seeds and quite a bit of turmeric. You could really taste that. And then even more cumin. This is really a big spice in this dish and it is so delicious. So that's it. Got all my spices in there with my garlic and my onions. And I'm just going to mix that up. And it looks like a lot of spices because I only put half the water, but I do add it. And then you want to throw in the garlic bomb. Just toss in all those whole pieces of garlic, and then that's a half a carrot. I recommend putting in a whole carrot. And then you can throw in all of your potatoes. There's one little piece of kale snuck in there, but just put in your potatoes. And then your mung beans all go in the pot as well. And just mix it up. And then we are going to put this on high heat for a couple minutes just to get it boiling. and then turn it down to the lowest heat possible. And we're gonna let it simmer for 30-35 minutes. But I set a timer for 20 minutes to check the mung beans, because when the mung beans are done, then everything else is done as well. They need to be nice and soft. And then in the last 5 minutes, just throw in your kale. It doesn't need to cook long. It'll get mushy if you put it in for too long. So it looks like a ton here, but when I mix it up, then you'll see it just sort of all goes into the pan. And then if you're gonna eat it right away, cook it for about 5 minutes. Otherwise, just let it sit. And then I like to throw in my salt and pepper at the end of the recipe, because it's just easier to tell how much I need once all the other spices are cooked in. And I find I can use a little bit less salt than usual. So up to you, put as much salt and pepper as you want. And after I get the salt and pepper in, I just like to give it a little bit of a taste, even though I know it's way too hot and I'm burning my tongue. Anyway, here is the final product. It's quite delicious. Serve it with bread if you've got some. And if you like this video, go ahead and subscribe and get more recipes. And don't forget, there is a printable recipe card and a link just below the video. So grab that if you're gonna cook. And have a great day. Thanks.